What's up everyone, this is Samson with Electric Bike Journal, and today we're going to talk about the Urban Aero family. This is a front load cargo bike with the capacity to carry up to 4 passengers. The Urban Aero family is a Class 1 pedal assist bike with pedal assist up to 20 miles per hour. It has a 500 watt-hour battery that powers the Bosch Cargo line mid-drive motor. The Bosch kiosk display gives you tons of information from on-demand range, battery life, cadence, and more. You can connect to the Connect smartphone app with the display as well. It is equipped with an Enviolo Heavy Duty hub with Gates carbon belt drive. The brakes are Magura eBike ABS 4-piston hydraulic brakes. The steering rod has been updated to offer more stability and control at high speeds. It has an integrated front and rear light, and there are mounting points for a rear rack. It has an ABS rear wheel lock to lock the bike when it is parked. The rear wheel is a 26-inch wheel and the front is a 20-inch wheel, and they both have Schwalbe Supermoto tires on them. You can carry up to 4 passengers, and there is a bench seat on the front with 2 seat belts. Total carrying capacity is 551 pounds and can carry up to 275 pounds in the front cargo area. The weight of this bike is 112 pounds and it is 108 inches long. The average estimated range on this is 30 miles, but that is definitely going to vary upon cargo weight and which pedal assist mode you are going to be using. The cost of this bike is $7,999. Let's take you on a ride to give you a little on-bike experience. Out riding the Urban Aero family, big front load cargo bike. As you can see here, it's got this big basket in front of us. Right now, just pedaling on the flats with the bike off, just to show you how it still moves pretty well. I do have 40 pounds worth of sandbags in there. I don't have a child that I could borrow or one of my own to pedal around in this bike, so figured 40 pounds is a pretty good weight to put up front. About one young child with some gear or a big haul from the grocery store. So at 40 pounds in the front on a relatively flat street, this thing pedals super well. It's got the Enviolo rear hub. It's a heavy duty one where it is like a CVT transmission. So from a stop, you can even change that to the easiest gear to get going. Then once you get moving, you can twist that throttle-like shifter to get to a comfortable cadence. All right, let's go in one, get going a little bit. So this is just a very slight downhill, and without pedaling, with the weight of this bike, cruising at 12 miles an hour, that's pretty good. So we'll just get to this little stop here, continue forward. And in Eco, it really does give you a little bit of boost off the go, which is nice, because this is a heavier bike and a long bike, so it does feel a slightly wobbly from the get-go. But you get used to that pretty quick, so it's not too bad. But yeah, in Eco still, and cruising at 15 miles an hour on this slight little downhill, no problem. That's pretty solid for a bike that weighs 112 pounds out of the box, plus 40 pounds of cargo in the front. And me, I'm about 150, so we got a lot of weight moving around the road here. This bike can handle up to 550 pounds total cargo capacity, 275 in the front, plus the rider, so you can get a lot of stuff on this bike. So yeah, in Eco on the flats, 14 miles an hour, no problem at all. So we'll kick that up into Tour, and you can feel that you need to shift because you are going a bit faster, and you will outspin your pedals in Tour on the flats if you don't shift to a better gear. So this is a step-through bike, so it is easy to get going. When you stop, you can just step forward. You don't have to worry about hitting that crossbar at all. Makes it easy. And here's just a very slight uphill in Tour mode. And we're cruising 12.5 miles an hour, 13 miles an hour, very minimal effort, even with 40 pounds in the front. You know, typically on a even normal cargo bike or normal bike with racks, 40 pounds is a lot of extra weight on there. But this has the Bosch Cargo line motor that is specifically designed for pushing a lot of weight. So let's cruising into skipped a mode there, sport. Now we're in sport on this very slight uphill and no problem going 16 miles an hour. And this bike's just so smooth with the Gates carbon belt drive and the Enviolo Heavy Duty hub. So it's kind of very nice cruising at 16 miles an hour, going on a slight uphill with 40 pounds of cargo in there. So let's get into turbo here. And that boosts you up to close to the limit, which is 20 miles per hour on this Class 1 pedal assist bike. And it's got some very nice smooth brakes. All right, let's do a little, go around these people on analog bikes and see what they think. I'm gonna stay in turbo just to get up this hill. Hey, they probably are feeling it more than I am, that's for sure. Pass them with ease in turbo mode. I've even got this slight little uphill. I'm just gonna keep on pedaling at 18 miles an hour up this hill. I mean, I'm sure they heard the motor, so they can't be too bummed that someone on a giant cargo bike with 40 pounds in the front passed them. But yeah, minimal work up that hill, still going 15 miles an hour. And yeah, in turbo, this is definitely going to drain the battery a lot more quickly than in any of the other modes. So I'll go back down to tour. I like cruising in tour when there's a slight little hill, you know, with this big bike going 14 miles an hour, still solid. So once again, this is a step-through bike. So it does help when you are stopped at a stop sign and you can get a nice little push with your feet to get this bike moving, because at very low speeds, with how long it is in that front 20-inch wheel, it does feel wobbly, but like once you get over 2-3 miles an hour, straightens out totally fine. And I try to keep it in just from the get-go, a little higher pedal assist mode, just to get going, to keep my momentum up, or get my momentum up, so that I can keep it up in a lower pedal assist mode. All right, I've got to the hill that I like to climb with these bikes to see how they feel. Right now, no pedal assist on at the bottom of it, and this is a struggle with 40 pounds up front, heavy bike. I'm in the lowest gear and going 4.7, so I'm gonna put it into eco and get moving. And now that feels much better, going 6.5 miles an hour, and can breathe a little easier now that I have some of that assist to push this bike up this hill. So eco, around 7 miles an hour. It's pretty good, but let's go on a tour. We want to get up this hill, see how it does. Now, tour mode, going 9 miles an hour. That's pretty good, almost 10. So once you gain some momentum in tour mode, this thing is pushing us up the hill pretty well, actually. Going 12 miles an hour with 40 pounds in front. So let's go to sport. sport mode, you definitely feel that motor kick in. And I got to twist my shifter a little bit so it wasn't overspinning my legs, and the hill got a little steeper and we're still going 13 miles an hour, which is awesome. Let's go to turbo, get up to the top. Turbo, over 14 miles an hour. And that is a solid speed to be going up a steep hill. So yeah, this motor really does a great job of getting this bike uphill. Now we get to enjoy the downhill. Turn the bike off here, just to coast with gravity. And they did upgrade the steering rod, so it does handle a bit better at higher speeds. And this bike does pick up some momentum pretty quickly. Like, we were going 23 miles an hour down this hill, hit a bump. You know, it's pretty quick for a heavy bike. It does have ABS brakes, so let's test them out at this stop right here. Yeah, I slammed on those brakes going from 20 miles an hour. And ABS didn't screech at all, which is pretty cool. And that's something you want, especially if you're gonna be hauling your precious cargo, like your family in here. You don't wanna be skidding to a stop anywhere. And that's sort of a new feature on bikes, having ABS, and these Magura ABS brakes do a great job of stopping you. Like, I'm sure on any other bike I would have locked up the wheels and skid a bit, but with ABS brakes, no worries. On this downhill little example, I'm not gonna go down the very steep hill that I'm usually going down on most test bikes, because this is, you know, front load cargo. That road's a little bumpy. It would definitely be very loud. And I just chose a little different hill that's very smooth, and bike's off right now, and just was cruising with no motor assist, going 24 miles an hour. You know, with this weight, it does carry its momentum, and I'm just going no motor, 26 miles an hour down that hill, and that is quick for something that can carry this much weight, and it handles well. So we got this like somewhat hairpin of a turn. Did have to go on the brakes there, but turns great for how long this is. It handles super well. This one's got some bumps, and it handles the bumps well. I do like having some weight in the front, because when there is no weight in there, it is a bit noisier, but it does do it. But we're still just, anytime you get a chance to go downhill, this bike cruises so well. And we hit 26 miles an hour, not even on a crazy steep hill, but a fairly steep one, that's for sure. The bike handled well. Now we're in a bumpy section. Probably hear a bit of the bike bouncing around, and it does bounce on these bumpy sections, but nothing that is uncontrollable. So for at speed, we got up to 26 miles an hour, and we'll take that. So let's put this thing back into turbo mode from a stop. Let's see how fast we can get up to the max speed of 20 miles per hour. Just like that, within a block, got up to just under 20 miles an hour, so 19. That is quick for all that weight and how fast it can get you there within a city block in turbo mode, and we like that. So overall, this bike, pretty quick with just a cargo line motor, and it handles well over 20 miles an hour, which is faster than you can even pedal the bike on the flat. So if you do get a nice downhill, this bike will take you there nice and smooth. And these brakes, just super awesome. Yeah, once again, just a normal road, just with gravity, over 20 miles per hour with ease. There are a lot of things that we really enjoyed about this bike. This is an awesome looking bike, and it is definitely a head turner when you are riding it around town, especially when you have people in the front. The Bosch Cargo line system, in combination with the Enviolo Heavy Duty hub and Gates carbon belt drive, really give this a smooth ride. Even though the bike weighs over 100 pounds, it does not feel that way, even in eco pedal assist mode. The ability to carry items in the front is just very awesome. It's nice to not have to strap anything down and just put cargo right in front. Also, if you are riding with children, it's nice to have them in front of you so you can keep an eye on them and make sure they are safe. The bike handles well with or without cargo in front. We even put a 160-pound adult in there, and the bike handled it with ease. Even with the added weight in the front, the bike accelerated well, and it came to a nice smooth stop. The saddle is comfortable and adjustable, so a few people in the household would be able to use this bike. The handle on their seat is very helpful when putting the bike on the center stand. You can use that handle to lift up the bike, put this bike on the center stand, and it really does a good job of keeping the bike stable. The integrated headlight is bright, and having it low on the bike is nice to illuminate the road in front of you. There isn't much that we didn't enjoy about the Urban Aero family. This is a long bike coming in at 9 feet long, 108 inches, so it does take up a lot of space. If you don't have a large garage to store this in, that could be an issue. When I put this next to my motorcycle, it was one full wheel length longer than that, so it really does take up a lot of space in your garage. At first, at low speeds, this bike is a little bit wobbly, but that is something that you will get used to fairly quickly. If someone who is not really comfortable on bikes gets on this bike, that could be pretty intimidating to them because it does feel like it's going to tip over. But once you get moving, this bike is very balanced and easy to ride. Getting going up hills from a stoplight is challenging and takes some getting used to as well. Having the Enviolo hub is very helpful with this, as you can shift to the easiest gear from a stop. To help get going a little bit quicker, I would drop this into the lowest gear and then put this in a higher pedal assist mode, and then you can get moving a little quicker to get your balance when going up that hill. The Urban Aero family could easily be a car replacement for a family or an individual that is looking to replace their car with a bike. The bike can carry a few kids in there with ease and comes with a bench seat with 2 seat belts already. There are many thoughtful accessories as well to keep them safe and even dry in the wet. This could be a great bike for running deliveries as well. With the ability to carry up to 275 pounds in the cargo area, that is a lot of stuff. This bike is definitely more geared towards the family rather than deliveries, hence the name, and it does come with a bench seat that does have 2 seatbelts in there. If you do put larger objects in there, they could damage the styrofoam cargo area, and you don't want to do that. Thanks for watching this review on the Urban Aero family. If you have any questions about this bike, leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel as well so you don't miss any future videos.